Have you ever heard this saying, old age is the time to accept less? Less energy, less emotion, and especially less physical intimacy. It may sound like a harmless whisper, but it's silently draining the vitality from millions of seniors. And perhaps the most frightening part is, many have come to believe it. They believe that once you're past 60, the body no longer desires, no longer feels that physical closeness. But what if I told you that's one of the greatest misunderstandings about aging? What if I told you that staying connected to your body, to pleasure, is not only possible, but one of the most vital signs of longevity and neurological health? Would you be willing to listen? Today, we'll begin a very different kind of journey. Not one that takes us back to age 20, but one that helps us live fully, deeply, and vibrantly within the body we have now, whether you're 60, 70, or even 80. Because the truth is, pleasure doesn't vanish as we age. It just falls asleep when we stop calling its name. If you've ever looked deeply into the eyes of an older person, you may have seen something they've never spoken aloud. It's not just physical pain. It's not just loneliness from lack of visitors. It's something much more invisible. A sense that they're no longer themselves, that their body has become just a shell that moves, breathes, but no longer feels. For over 30 years, Dr. James Roman has a literary oral history of cancer. He has worked with tens of thousands of patients and aging adults and observed a sad trend. More and more seniors are cutting off their connection to physical pleasure, to bodily needs, simply because they think they're too old to experience it. And the saddest part? Society has played a role in reinforcing that belief. Through quiet messages from TV, books, even family, that aging means closure, that intimacy, desire, and emotional sparks are only for the young. And the elderly? They are expected to meditate, read, or wait for their children to visit. And so, many retreat. They stop touching themselves. They no longer ask for their partner's gentle caress. They don't speak their needs. And over time, they stop even feeling them. The body, once a beautiful instrument, falls silent when it's no longer played. And eventually, they begin to believe the music never existed at all. But this isn't just emotional. It's a biological epidemic in silence. Losing connection with physical pleasure doesn't just take away joy, it leads to reduced blood flow, hormonal imbalances, cognitive decline, chronic insomnia, and even depression. That's why, if you're hearing these words and feel a little tug in your heart, that's actually a good sign. That's your body speaking softly. I'm still here. I still need love. I still want to be touched and to feel. When it comes to masturbation after age 60, most people either avoid the topic, chuckle uncomfortably, or assume it's no longer necessary. But science, and more importantly, clinical experience, tells a very different story. This is not merely an instinctual behavior, but a gateway to survival. Physically, Dr. James, after thousands of consultations with male and female patients between the ages of 60 and 85, discovered something fascinating. Those who maintained a gentle and consistent self-pleasure routine tended to be more optimistic, had better memory, slept more soundly, and most notably, recovered from illness faster than those who had completely abandoned their own bodies. Why is that? When you stimulate your body intentionally, even with the most gentle, loving touch, you're sending a powerful signal to your entire nervous system. This body is still functioning. It still matters. It still feels. This seemingly simple act initiates a cascade of powerful biological responses. Increased blood circulation, the release of endorphins, which reduce pain and anxiety, and the balanced regulation of hormones like testosterone and estrogen, which support muscle mass, joint health, and emotional stability. Even more, the regions of the brain associated with memory, emotion, and motor coordination are all activated. This explains why many people who reconnect with their bodies through healthy self-pleasure routines not only improve their health, but also feel younger, happier, sleep better, and rediscover that life still has so much to offer. Most importantly, masturbation in old age, when approached with respect, becomes a form of self-care and self-acknowledgement. It is a way of saying, you don't need anyone's permission to feel life again. You are whole. You deserve to experience what is sacred, even at 70, 80, or beyond. So why do so many still shy away, feel ashamed, or cut this part of life off completely? The answer lies in the next part, where dangerous misconceptions have robbed millions of older adults of the chance to live joyfully and live long. In over 30 years of listening, speaking with, and walking alongside seniors in their journey to preserve health and dignity, Dr. James noticed a heartbreaking pattern. Many people lose their vitality not because their bodies are incapable, but because they've unconsciously believed lies. These misconceptions seep in during youth and linger through life, slowly draining one's trust in vitality. The first and most common misconception: at this age, who still needs desire? This seemingly harmless phrase has led millions of older adults to close off their bodies like an old, forgotten door. They forget that the ability to love, to be touched, to feel, does not vanish with age. It merely waits to be called forth with understanding and gentleness. The second misconception: pleasure on your own is shameful. Many older adults, especially those raised in conservative times, carry deep guilt whenever they even think of self-pleasure. What they don't know is that, in today's medical world, this act is considered healthy, natural, and essential for emotional, neurological, and hormonal wellness. Just as we exercise to maintain muscle, masturbation is emotional exercise that keeps the spirit supple as the years go by. The third and most dangerous misconception: sexual health has nothing to do with overall health. In truth, the opposite is true. When someone disconnects from the pleasure centers of the body, the circulatory system, nervous system, hormones, and memory all begin to decline. Some of Dr. James's patients were previously diagnosed with mild depression, chronic fatigue, or unexplained body pain until they began the journey of healing their relationship with their own bodies. From there, they slowly revived. You see, these misconceptions, even when casually spoken, can become chains that bind a person for the rest of their life. But in recognizing them, you begin to unlock a new door. The door to becoming the master of your body once more, to love it and to let it love you back. If these reflections have stirred something in your life, please leave a comment so I know you're walking this journey too. In the next part, I'll take you through a step-by-step roadmap, simple but powerful, to reconnect with your body and emotions. When an elderly person says, "I don't feel anything anymore," it doesn't mean their body is shut down. It's simply the whisper of a body that has been forgotten for too long and is waiting for someone gentle enough to touch it again. And that journey of restoration doesn't start with medication or a doctor's office. It begins with one small decision: to care for yourself the way you once cared for someone you deeply loved. Dr. James calls it the restoration method. A path not meant for men or women alone, not bound by age, but simply needing a heart ready to begin again with itself. Step 1, prepare your space and your acceptance. Choose a quiet, private space where you feel safe and free from judgment. Adjust the lighting to be soft, play some gentle music if you like, and most importantly, release expectations. You're not trying to be like before. You're not trying to return to age 30. You're learning to love yourself at age 70. Step 2, breathe deeply and allow yourself to feel. Deep breathing doesn't just relax you. It sends a signal to your entire body that you are here, listening to yourself. Place your hand over your heart. Feel every beat like a message. I am still alive. I can still feel. I am still worthy of love. Step 3, rediscover your body with curiosity. Start with areas you often ignore: your arms, calves, chest, belly, or anywhere you feel a connection. Use your hands to gently touch, not with purpose, not with pressure. Simply begin a conversation with your body, like you would with an old friend. Step 4. Go deeper when you're ready. If your emotions and body allow, you can move toward self-tick. Do it as a ritual of healing, not for climax, but to honor your own sensations. Every flutter, every breath that returns is proof your body never left you. It was only waiting for your return. Step 5. Pause and give thanks. After every experience, whether short or long, take a minute to slow your breath. Place your hand on your belly or chest and say thank you. Not for what you achieved, but for giving yourself the chance to reconnect. That is the greatest gift of this journey. This path doesn't just restore energy, it brings back life, faith, and love many thought were lost after 60. And the most beautiful part? You don't need anyone else to begin. You just need yourself. Gentle enough, brave enough, and willing to believe. This body, this heart, still has so much to offer. If you feel ready to take that first step, leave a comment saying, "I'm beginning." I and others on this journey will be here with you. You've bravely begun. You've gently touched your own heart. But there will be times when it feels hard. Not because you didn't try enough, but because this is a real journey. Reconnecting with your body after 60 is not like flipping a switch. It's the process of untangling old beliefs, healing past wounds, and rediscovering feelings you thought were gone. Let me tell you about Leonard, 74, who came to me with teary eyes and said, "I tried, but I couldn't feel anything. Am I broken?" I held his hand and replied, "No, Leonard, your body isn't broken. It's just been waiting too long to be loved again." First challenge, false expectations. Many people think that if they do it right, the feeling must return immediately. But your body isn't a light switch. It's a garden. You need to water it, give it sunlight, and most of all, patience. Don't expect to feel like you did in your youth. Celebrate any sensation that returns. A deeper breath, a warm patch of skin, a gentle flutter in your chest as you place your hand there. Second challenge, inconsistency. Only do it when I feel inspired. Might sound reasonable, but it's what keeps your body silent. Like you can't expect a tree to grow if you water it once a month. Choose 2-3 times a week. It doesn't need to be long. It doesn't need to climax. Just show up for yourself like you would for an old friend. Consistency is the strongest medicine. Third challenge, performance pressure. Don't turn this into a test. If you think I must feel pleasure, your body will respond with tension. The more you force, the harder it gets. But if you breathe, smile, and whisper to your body, "We're just getting to know each other again," the magic starts to unfold. Fourth challenge, the voice of shame. This holds more people back than anything else. Echoes from the past. At this age, what are you thinking? That's embarrassing. But let me ask you, who decides what's right for you at your age? If you don't love and care for your body, who will? Remember, reconnection isn't shameful. It's a gift you give yourself. Overcoming these challenges isn't just about restoring sensation. It's about restoring dignity, joy, and wholeness within. If you've ever felt discouraged, know that you are not alone. And every small step, every loving breath you offer your body matters. Leave a comment saying, "I will continue," if you're choosing persistence like Leonard. And if you've overcome a barrier, share it to inspire others. We are healing together. No one is left behind. If you've stayed with me this far, perhaps your heart is whispering the same thing as mine. I still want to live fully. I still need connection. And I don't want to give up the part of me that makes me feel like myself. Because aging is not the fading of sensation. Aging is an invitation to return, to listen to your body with a tender heart. It's a chance to stop chasing what's outside and instead turn inward, to touch the most honest, alive, and loving part within yourself. You've spent a lifetime fulfilling your roles as a parent, a spouse, a provider, a caregiver. Now, as your hair turns silver, your back begins to ache, and your children grow up, this is your time to return to you. not to be selfish, but to heal, to awaken, to remember that you are still worthy of feeling warmth and tenderness every time you touch your body, every time you open your heart. You don't have to do this alone. We are here, those of us who are trying to give voice to what so many older adults silently carry inside. We are here to remind you, you are not past your time. You are not withering. You are simply entering a new chapter, where sensitivity, gentleness, and connection are not taboos, but gifts. If this video feels like comfort, a ray of light, or simply says what you've quietly believed, but no one ever dared to speak aloud, please leave a comment. I am still alive. You're also welcome to share your thoughts or a personal experience. Who knows? Your words might be the bridge someone else needs to find themselves again. Don't forget to like, share this video with someone you love, and subscribe to the channel so we can continue walking this journey together every week. We are here to remind you that you are not walking alone. You deserve a full life, and there is still so much in you to feel, to give, and to love.